Okay, and we will pay homage to the triple gem together first. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi Sawakkato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Sangkhang Namami Antamayang Putasa Bhagavato Pupapakanamakarang Karomase Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Okay, so welcome to our third week of the Buddhist Proverbs number 3 class. Okay, we will start by continuing from the previous lecture. Okay, let me share the screen. Okay. All right, and we were at group number 4. Okay, a moment. Okay. And I think we were the last proverb that we covered was this number 30. Okay, and then today we will continue with number 31 in this group number 4, which is the group about kilesa or defilements. Okay. Proverbs number 31. Okay. Uranang na pi nan daya na ve kanti makup paye iya ma ne na so jaya aga sang na sito siya. Do not treasure the old things or take pleasure in the new ones. Do not be grieved by the change or dissolution. Do not lean on the air, meaning the craving. Okay. This is the words of the Lord Buddha. Okay. From Sutta Nipata 4.15. The meaning of this proverb, okay, like do not be attached to the old things. Okay, the old thing is a enjoyment. Okay, or take pleasure in the new things. Okay, whether it's the old things or the new thing that you have. Okay, do not be attached to it too much. Do not be grieved by their change or dissolution, because eventually they will change or they will disappear. Okay, or they will be destroyed. Okay, so the advice that do not be grieved by that. Okay, and do not lean on the air. Like do not rely on the craving. Okay? Do not lead your life by relying on the craving, because it's never enough. Okay, and we will look at the reference. Okay, let me take the reference. Let's come to this. We were at number 31. Actually, the reference I use is from the website Sutta Central. Okay, and I search it and already copy the screen. This is the same Proverbs. Okay, but the translation here: do not relish the old or welcome the new. Don't grieve for what is running out or get attached to things that pull you in. Okay. So similarly, there's a teaching that do not be attached to anything, whether old or new, because will uh, they will be gone. Okay. So that's the teaching of the Buddha, right? I think most of the Sutta Nipata is from answering questions. Okay, so the answer of the question that somebody asked. Let me get back to the original if I still have. Okay, there we go. Oh, this is 4.15, but I think it's continuation from the previous one. Uh, Lord Buddha explained. Usually the question is not long, but the answer and explanation is quite long. Okay. And yeah, we are here. Sorry. Yeah, we are here. Okay. And you will see this Danipata 4.15 in a few more to come in this today's class. Okay. We will move on to next proverb. Number 32. Majjuna Majjuna Pahato Logo Charaya Pariwarito Tanha Salena Odino Icha Tupadito Sata. Beings are carried away by death, surrounded by old age, struck by the arrows of craving, and always burned up by their own desires. Okay, this is the words of the Buddha, and actually it's the answer to some of the questions. Okay, and this is from Sangyutta Nikaya or Connected Discourse, that all the beings are carried away by death, because death will take us to the end of life, surrounded by old age. We cannot get away from that. Okay, we will be old, struck by the arrows of craving. Okay, we are always crave for things. Okay, so we are like struck by the arrow of the craving, and always burned up by their own desire. We always have the desires which will burn ourselves. Okay, keep us to be not to be resting, okay, but to keep us to keep going, searching for whatever we desire. Okay. So this is the meaning of that. Okay. And that's the reference. Okay. So this is the question. Okay. Saying what is the world uh, written down? Okay. By what is the world written down? So now there are four questions. These are the four answers to each of them. Okay. The world is beaten down by death, surrounded by old age. The dart or the arrow of craving has let it low. Okay. It's always for booming. Booming is like a almost burning, okay, with a low heat, okay, with desire, or okay, smoking. So this is the reference, okay, from Sangyutta Nikaya 1.66. We will continue with the next one. Proverbs number 33. Okay. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay. This proverb, Manu Peta Ayang Pacha, Mana Kanta, Mana Vinipatta, Tithi Supaya, Ram Pakata, Sangsarang Nati Vatati. The beings are connected with and bound and robbed by their own pride, being guilty because of their wrong views. They can never free themselves from the cycle of rebirth. Okay, so this Proverbs talking about the pride. Okay, the pride that we are connected, we are bound. Okay, and robbed by the pride, by our own pride, and uh, we are guilty because of the wrong view, okay? And we never free ourselves from the samsara, okay? Samsarang. This is the cycle of rebirth, cycle of existence. Okay, the reference is from Kutaka Nikaya, okay, Utana 6.6. Utana is like the words that is said or uttered by the Buddha or his disciple. So this is the expression of the Buddha. Okay. Manu peta ayang pasha. Okay. Ma na kanta. Okay. This is the Proverbs. And the translation here, instead of they use the pride, they use the conceit. Okay. These four are caught up in conceit, tied by conceit, shackled by conceit, because the conceit and the pride are similar. Okay, in the sense of English. Okay, so defending the view because they're wrong view. They don't escape transmigration. We do not uh, escape the samsara, the transmigration from life to life. Okay, so this is the cycle of rebirth. Okay. In English, from Pali translation to English depends on the translator, and they choose the words to use. Sometimes they are not the same, but give the close meanings to each other. So it depends on who translated. So just to let you know about that. Okay. Okay, if no questions, I will continue with Proverbs number 34. Okay. Mun ho at thang na chanati. Mun ho tamang na pasati. Anta tamang anta tamang tatha hoti. Yang mo ho sahate narang. Mun ho means the translation of the whole thing. Being being infatuated, a man can neither intelligently know the meaning nor intuitively see the truth. Whenever infatuation rides over a man, darkness prevails. Okay. In this case, they use the word infatuate or infatuation for the word munho or moho. Okay. So the people who are lost or who are ignorant, okay, cannot know, they do not know the meaning. Okay, they do not understand the benefit or the meaning, and they do not see. Chanadi means no. Atthang is the benefit. Pasati means see. Dhammang is the teaching of the Dhamma. They do not see the truth of the Dhamma. Okay. Anta means uh, the blind. Okay. Anta tamang tatahu. Darkness prevail, meaning that they are blind, they cannot see. Okay. Because of this infatuation or the ignorance in them. This is from Iti Uttaka. They are also in the minor discourse of Kuttaka Nikaya. Let's see the reference. Okay, Iti 88. Okay. So in this case, the translation by this Venerable Bhikkhu Suchato, they use the delusion, okay, or ignorance sometimes, but here use delusion. Munho, a deluded person, doesn't know, okay, chanati, not chanati, mean not know. Na means no, like no, not. Okay. Janati mean knowing, okay, knowledge. Okay. So doesn't see the truth, see the Dharma. When a peace person is beset by delusion, yang moho sahate narang. Only by darkness is left. So this is blind darkness. So this is the meaning of the proverb talking about the kilesa, which is the delusion, the infatuation in our book, and it's caused us to be blind. Okay, we will move on to the next. Okay, proverb. Yassa natti itang meti pare sang wapi injanang ma mattang so asang win tang natti meti na sojati. Without any possessive desire, a man does not worry that this is mine and that is others. For him, there is no grief which will make him complain. I have none. Okay. For a person, okay, who don't have any desire for any possession, okay, so he's not worried that this is his or this is belong to the others. Okay. For him, there is no grief. So when he doesn't have any attachment, that that is his, this is mine. Okay. So uh, whenever that he don't have anything, has no grief or no sorrow that he doesn't have anything. Okay. So this is the meaning of uh, the desire. Okay. In this proverb, that if you do not have desire, you have no grief. And again, this is from Sutta Nipada 4.15. We have seen before, but this is from another paragraph. Okay. If you don't think of anything as belonging to yourself or to others, not finding anything to be mine, you won't grieve, thinking I don't have it. Okay, because you do not have any attachment. Okay, so you do not have grief. This is this the proverb in number 35. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Number 36, also from the same reference, Sutta Nipada 4 by 15. Yotha kame acchuttari sankhang loke tu ratcha yang na sojati na seti chinna soto apan pano. Having transcended sensual enjoyments and attachment, which are most difficult to cross over, he thereby puts an end to the stream of thirst. Being bound to nothing, he neither grieves nor enjoys. Okay. So this proverb talk about kame or kama, which is the sensual pleasure. Okay. If you can get over this sensual pleasure or sensual enjoyment, okay, and you can get over the attachment, okay, which is difficult to cross over, go over. However, you are able to do that, okay, you will put an end to the stream of thirst, meaning that you are ending the suffering from the craving of thirst or desire. Okay. Being bound to nothing, so he is not bound to anything, okay, not attached to anything. He will not have griefs or enjoyment or pleasure. So his mind is neutral without any attachment to the sensual pleasure. Okay, let's look at the same reference, but at from different place, different paragraph. Okay, here we are. Okay. If we can cross over sensuality here. This is the trap, the snare in the world. This is hard to get past. There is no grief or hope because we cut the string, the attachment. So this is from Sutta Nipat, right? We will continue to finish our Ilesa group in a few, three more paragraphs, okay? That's Kame. Now, Yove Avitva Upating Karoti Punang Tukha Mupeti Manto Tasama Pachanang Upating Nakalira Tukkasa Chatipa Awa Awa Nupasi. The ignorant often torture themselves because of their own ignorance in keeping suffering. So knowing that birth is the source of suffering, they should not keep suffering upon themselves. Okay. Meaning that the person who are ignorant usually cause themselves to be suffer because of their own ignorance. Okay. Heaping means like they are collecting suffering. So if you know that every birth is the source of suffering, okay, we should not keep suffering upon themselves. We should try to not be reborn again, okay, by reaching nirvana or by get rid of all the defilements. Okay. So this is the uh, Proverb number 37. And let's look at this reference. There are many places that have this uh, verse or proverb. So one of them is here at Sutta Nipada 3.12, talking about ignorant people. They build up attachment or sorrow. Okay. And then we have the suffering again and again. If we understand and not to build up attachment by contemplating the origin of the suffering and the rebirth. So this is a proverb that we are talking about. Okay, let's come back to the one before last, number 38 in this group. Lutto attang na chanati. Lutto tamang na pasati. Anta tamang tata poti. Yang lopo sahate narang. I don't know if you remember this proverb. Is quite similar to a few before. This is from 88, okay? 88. But that one, let me check. This one, this one. You know, I think this is number 38, right? If you compare it to number, 34, it's very similar. But now it's Munho, but number 38 is Lutto. Okay. So it's talk about a person overpowered by greed. Lutto is a person with greed. Okay. But this one is the same. He will not know the benefit, okay, or the meaning. And he will not see the Dhamma or the truth. Okay. And whenever greed rise, whenever they are occupied by greed, okay, uh, they are in the darkness. Okay, darkness prevail. Anta tamang tata. Okay, so it's very similar with the Proverb number 34. And if you look at the reference, Lutto Atang, the same meaning, greedy person. Okay. He will not know the benefit of the good. He will not see the truth. And if he is beset by greed, again, only blind darkness that he will be covered with darkness. They are from Iti Uttaka, number 88. Then the last one in this group of Kilesa, okay, we have covered since last week. Okay, this is Wanang Shinta Tha Marab Khang Wanato Chayati Ayang Chetawa Wananja Wana Anja Nippana Nippana Ota Pikawu. Yeah, so this is the teaching of the Buddha to the monks. Okay, cut down the jungle of passion, but do not cut down the actual trees. Okay. Since from the jungle comes fear. Oh, Bhikkhu, when you have cut down this jungle with this content, you will thereafter be free from passion. So the Lord Buddha talking about cutting down the passion, okay, which are the jungle, but not the tree. Okay, and this is from Dhammapata to 83. Okay, let's look at the reference. Okay, this is the reference. The wood cut down, but not a tree. You cut down the forest or the wood. Since it's from wood that fear is born, because from the forest that the fear, okay, the refinements is the root. Having cut woods and woodness, cut down the forest, okay, you will be without a wood. So you don't have the forest in your mind. And the story here, okay, talking about the 5 old monks, okay, this verse 283 and 284 of the Dhammapata. Okay, there was like a story that there are rich and wealthy householders, 5 of them. Okay, they are close friends. Okay, and they get together, group together in a group, having done a good work. Okay, and after listening to the Dharma, they said that uh, they are already old. Okay, why should they remain lay person? Okay, so they ask for permission to ordain. Okay, so because they are old, they are not do not learn the Dharma and memorize it by heart. Okay, so they build huts. Okay, in like at the edge of the monastery and stay there together. Okay, when they go on arms round, they usually go together to the house of their sons and daughters and wife, okay, and then receive the meal. Okay. Now, one of the monks has a former wife, and the name is Matu Rapachika. Rapachika. And this lady, okay, knows all the monks, okay, and then she support, okay, make the food nicely, okay, and then ask them to come receive, and then yeah, treat them very well, okay, and then one day she was attacked by a disease and died. Okay, she passed away, and after that, all the old monks, they were very sad, okay, cry and lamented and weep. Okay, because he passed away now. Who is going to take care of them? Okay, and this story uh, is heard by Lord Buddha. Okay, the monks talk about it. Okay, and they told Lord Buddha about what happened. Okay, and Lord Buddha told them that this is not the first time that you got all have uh, behave this way. The same thing happened in previous life. Okay. Oh, but at that time they were all born as crows. Okay, you know the blackbird crows, and then she was she dead. She was dead by the sea. Okay, because the wave took her. Okay. And then after she passed away in the sea, the all the crows. Okay, the five crows. Okay, they try very hard. Okay, to like remove the water from the ocean. Okay, and then eventually they get tired. Okay, because they were so sad of these female crow passed away. Okay, so Lord Buddha said this. Okay, because if you are all suffering because you do not cut the forest of the defilements, lust, hatred, and delusion. Okay. So by cutting down the forest, okay, you will be able to be released from suffering. So this is the story. Okay. Actually, there are two words in this different story. Oh, okay. So this is the last one in the group. Okay. So we will move on to the next group of proverbs. Okay, we have finished 39 from the beginning. Okay. And the next group number 5, is about khanti or patience, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Khanti, vaka, patience or forbearance. Okay. There are only 3 proverbs in this group. Okay. The first one, okay, Khanti tirasa langkaro, Khanti tapo tapasino. Sorry, mistype. Okay, tapasino. Khanti palang wa yati nang Khanti hita sukha vaha. Okay. Talk about quality of the Khanti. Okay, like it is an adornment of the wise. Okay, or the like a decoration of the wise person. Is Khanti or forbearance. It's a passion burning fire. It's a fire that burn the passion or burn the kilesa out of your mind. And this is for the ascetic practice. And it is also a positive force for the hermit. Okay, this is the forbearance or the anti, which is always crowded with success and happiness because it will lead you to success and happiness. Okay. This is the like the proverbs that is quoted from a senior monk in the past. Okay, like the supreme patriarch of Thailand. But there is no written reference except for from the book. Okay, that I could find. So cannot show you the reference. Okay, We move on to the next proverb. Okay, the quality of the company. Na suthi seja nena ati na pi kevali pramano na jeva kanti sorajang na pi so parinit utto. Never can purity, perfectness, patience, modesty, or extinction of passion be affected by water cleaning. Okay. So we can use the water to clean all these uh, impurity so that water can make us pure from this. So cannot make us patient, modest, modesty, or purity from the water cleaning. And this is the word of the Bodhisattva in Chataka number 487. Okay, let's look at the reference. Yeah. Seem like okay, my computer is not response well. Okay. This Chataka is one of the rebirth of previous rebirth of Lord Buddha. Okay. Name is Uttalaka Shataka, number 487. Okay. The the Bodhisattva was once the working for the king. Okay. And one day he fall in love with a slave and then uh, become intimate. And the slave got pregnant and give birth to a child. Okay. And Bodhisattva gave the ring, okay, to this slave, asking him to asking her to give it for the baby. Okay. And then the baby was born. His name was Utalaka. Okay. And when he grew up, he want to know who his father. Okay. So after knowing that his father was an advisor to the king, he was inspired to study. Okay. And to learn from a teacher in Taxila. Okay. And then there he saw a group of ascetic and practiced with them. Okay. But they teach him the wrong practice. Okay. And later, when he got a chance to meet with his father, okay, Uttalaka's father, or meet with the Bodhisattva, okay, the Bodhisattva then teach him the right way and uh, like take him to become the assistant to work for the king as well. Okay. And uh, this is the story of a Piku, I think, who claimed to dedicate himself to practicing. Okay. But actually, he was dishonest. He practiced the wrong way. So Lord Buddha give him teaching so that he become uh, rightly practice. Okay. So this is the story of this proverb. Okay. Let me try to close down some of the program because it seems like my computer is not responding well. Okay, let me use this. Now the next proverb, which is the last proverb in this book of Khanti or forbearance. Na he tamatta ma na he tamattang maha tipi tena sarachika yuchamana lapeta yang khanti ma sapuriso rapeta khanti palatstu pasa manti virera. Never can the mighty force led by the king achieve the result which a person endowed with forbearance. Such a person armed with forbearance had put an end to all hatred. Yeah. So even the king, okay, with the mighty force, okay, he cannot achieve the same thing compared to the person with forbearance. Okay. So because such a person with the forbearance, he can put an end to all the hatred. This is the word of the Bodhisattva from also Sataka. Sataka number 522, talking about the hatred. If you take a look at this reference, this is the quite long story. Okay. However, the Bodhisattva was he was once the royal chaplain. Okay, a very good archer. Okay, but he decided to become ascetic because he said he think that if he worked for the king, he would be like indulged with in the sensual pleasure. So he decided to become ascetic. And after that, many people follow to ordain like him, become his student. And one of his students, when uh, they grew, the community grew bigger, they do not have enough space. So the Bodhisattva asked many of the disciples to bring their company to set up the place. And one of the disciples who stay near the palace, and he was like disrespected by the people there. Yeah. And but he did not have any ill will toward them. He keep neutral, okay, being patient. And after that, the king and the other who disrespect this ascetic were, were destroyed, okay, by the god, okay, or the deva. So, and but however, the disciple of this of our Positata uh, cannot endure the pain and pass away. And then he was like revered by many of the celestial gods, the deva. So this is a story. Okay. And this disciple name is Kisavacha. Okay. He is the become the Mokkallana Thera in this life. Okay. Another top disciple of the Buddha. Okay. Okay, can you still hear me from the microphone? Hello?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sorry for the delay. Maybe uh, my computer is not working very well. Let me try to close something. Okay, so that conclude our uh, group number 5, or patients. All right. We will continue with our next Group,
Yes.
group number 6. Our group number 6. Okay, this group, the name of the group is the
Chittavaka.
Chittavaka. Chitta is the mind. Okay, Chittavaka. Okay. So there are, I think, about 10, 9 or 10 in this group. Yeah, nine proverbs. Okay, we will try to cover it by today. Okay. Okay, the first one in this group, or proverb number 43. Anavat sutta ittassa ananva atacetaso punya papa pahinasa natti shakarato payang. Okay. No fear can grasp the mindful, one whose mind is not soaked up with lust nor is troubled, and who has surpassed good and evil. Uh, for those whose mind is mindful, uh, he has no fear. And the person who is not uh, soaked up with lust, okay, or the person who is not troubled, is not agitated, and who can surpass good and evil, okay, uh, he will not have any danger or any fear. And this is from Dhammapada number 39. Let's look at the reference. Yeah, this number 39. Punya and Papa. Okay, Punya is the merit, okay, or the good. Papa is the demerit or the sin or the evil. Okay. So if we can abandon both of them, okay, and then he will not have any fear because his mind is not agitated, okay, or not soaked up by lust or by desire. And this the story which contains verse number 38, 39. And this our verse is number 39. This story is about one monk, okay, named Titahatta. Okay. So this person, okay, uh, is going to the forest to look for uh, an ox or these cattle. That's what disappeared or what was lost. Okay. And then he feel very hungry and thirsty. Okay. And then he think that he might be able to get something to eat from the monks. So he go to the temple. Okay. And then uh, so there are enough for him. Okay. Okay. So he fed the monks fed him with the food. Okay. And then this young person, okay, and he then asked the monk that the monks are invited to have food. He said that no, we receive food this way, okay, because the people will bring food or monks will go on arms round. And then this person, okay, uh, he said that he never get this kind of food, even though he worked hard. Okay, so he decided to become a monk. Okay, so he asked for ordination. So he then, after a while, okay, he becomes fat and too comfortable. Okay, and then he decided to go back to lay life. Okay, and then After only work for a few days, he feel that it's too hard of the work, and he want to ordain again. So this go on so many times because his mind is not decided, well decided. So he keep changing. Want to become a monk one day and want to become a lay person the other day. He keep going back and forth. Okay. And one day, uh, he, when he was at home, okay, and then he saw his wife asleep with like with the mouth open and the saliva like falling down the mouth, going from her mouth, okay, snoring. Okay, so he don't think that is very beautiful. Okay, so it's so he felt um, like bored or fed up with the day life again. Okay, so he decided to be a monk again. Okay, because of what he saw caused him to be uh, disgusted. Okay, and be able to detach himself from the sensual pleasure. So he was able to practice now and gain enlightenment again. So he asked uh, the, the monks for his ordination. And Lord Buddha said that to the monks that because they do not believe that Chitta can now uh, detach himself. Okay. However, Lord Buddha said that my son's mind was when it was unsteady. Okay, he did not know the law, so he went and came. So he came back and forth, but now he has renounced both good and evil. That means that now he already has attained enlightenment. So he is certain to become monk uh, for for the rest of his life. So this is the that's why Lord Buddha said from this. So the first when the one is not decided, okay, please go back and forth. But at the after he become he abandoned the evil and the merit, okay, he's able to find peace of mind. So this is the proverbs that we have covered. Okay. Now we come to the next one in the scope of the mind. Kumpu pamang ka ya mimang vititwa nakaru pamang kita mitang kapetawa yo teta marang panyavut ena kitanja rakhe anive sano siya. Knowing that this body to be fragile like a clay pot and having fortified with his mind one as one would a city, okay, as the enemy. Let him attack Mara, the evil one, with the sword of wisdom. Let him carefully guard against ground and be always on the alert. Okay. So when someone knows that this body is fragile, can be break down anytime. Okay. Just like a clay pot, easily to be broken. Okay. Our body, we can die anytime. And the person can make a uh, fortress, okay, or fortify his mind, like protect his mind, like a city, protect his city with a fortress against the enemy. Okay. And then he can fight with Mara, okay, with the sword of wisdom. Okay. And then after that, he should guard the mind. Okay, always be on alert. And this is from Dhammapada, number 40. Okay, let's take a look at Dhammapada, number 40. Okay, so this is a Proverbs, and this is the story of 500 monks. Okay, okay, these 500 monks, okay, after learning meditation from Buddha, they go into forest, okay, and then stay in that place to practice meditation, okay. And then under the tree, okay, usually the monks stay, and the spirit who guards the tree, okay, usually live on the top of the tree. When the monks stay there, they have to uh, like come down, okay, from the tree, and then it's feel like uncomfortable for them. Have to come back up and down, okay, because when the monk come, they have to come down. When the monk go, they can go back to stay on the tree top, okay. So uh, the monks, like when they stay there for the whole rain retreat, okay, or for a week, okay, so make them very inconvenient. So they try to scare the monk away, okay, like become a ghost without head to show them. And then monk was uh, afraid, was frightened, and run away. Okay, so left the place and to come back to the Buddha. And then they told the Buddha about what happened. Okay, so Lord Buddha told them that because when they go there, they do not have any protection. And then now the Lord Buddha will give them uh, protection by learning to chant this course of metta or loving kindness. Okay. And there's chanting, okay, that they learn from the Buddha. Like this is the beginning of the chanting. Okay. And when they learn this and recite this, okay, this means that the the spirit in the forest, okay, they receive the loving kindness from the chanting, okay, and then they feel friendly. Okay, they do not come to uh, frighten the monk anymore. So this is the story of the monk, the 500 monk who learned this sutta or chanting from the Lord Buddha. Okay, so this is the proverb that we talked about. Okay, next we will talk about this proverb number 45. Chittena niyati logo chittena pari kasati chittassa ega dhammassa sapsupeva vasaman vaku. The world is engrossed and spun by the fluctuation of its own thoughts. On sentient beings are under the influences of one thing, that is the thought. Okay. So in this case, the chitta is the mind, but in this sense, it becomes the thought of our mind. And this is from uh, uh, Sangyutta Nikaya 1.67. You take a look at the reference. Okay. So this is the story about the mind, the chittas. So again, this is the answer to the question, the four questions. Who, what leads the word or on? What drags it around? What is the one thing that everything under its sway? So there are questions, three questions. Okay. And the answer all point to the mind or the thought. So the mind leads the world on. The mind drags it around. The mind is it's the one thing that has everything under its way. Sorry. Okay, so this is a answer of the Buddha, okay, to this question. Okay, which is the proverb that we talked about, number 45. Okay, sorry, number 46. Tanha thi panna vatta sila patta lu khang tapang vasatang vasasatang charanta chittancha ne sangna samma vimutang ina inatta rupa na parang kamate. 100 years of severe austerity is useless as long as a man is overpowered by desire and bound by ritualism. Never can his mind achieve deliverance. Such a weak mind person is unable to reach the other bank of safety. Okay, so a person who is overpowered by desire and uh, like bound by ritualism, this person, even though he practiced for 100 years, okay, he would never be able uh, to free his mind, okay, or liberate his mind, because he cannot, with his practice, cannot reach the other bank of safety on the other side. And this is from Samyutta Nikaya 1.37, 1.38. Let's take a look at the reference. Okay. So this is our proverb. Seized by craving, attached to precept and observance. The practice is rough, cannot refine, ferment modification for 100 years. So even though they practice for 100 years, their mind cannot be free properly. They cannot cross the shore, cross to the other side, the shore of the river. So this is the reference to our Proverbs, Samyutta Nikaya 1.38. Next, Proverb number 47. Tunikahasa rahuno yatha kaama nipatino chittasa tamato sadhu chittang tantang sukhavaham. I think this last lie, I think, is quite well known. Chittang tantang sukhavaham. Okay, attain mind bring happiness. Okay, this is the last one. Okay, but altogether, rest is the taming of the mind, which is difficult to control. Fleeting and always susceptible to lustful influence. This is the quality of the mind. Difficult to control, fleeting, and always susceptible to lustful influences. Okay. A tame mind, if it can be tamed or can be trained, will bring happiness. This is from Dhammapada, number 35. Okay. Let's take a look at the reference, talking about the tame mind or the trained mind. It's a story of a certain monk. Okay. At one occasion, there were 16 monks. Okay, after learning the meditation uh, method from the Buddha, they all went to this village named Matika, okay, beside the mountain. Okay. And there was the mother of the village, headsman, or the head of the village. she offered the alms food to all the 60 monks, build a monastery for them, okay, and then so that they can stay for the rain retreat. Okay. And then one day she asked monks to teach her the practice of meditation. Again, they taught her how to meditate, okay, by uh, being mindful with the body, okay, and mindfulness of the body. Okay. And then after practicing with diligence, she was able to attain three makha and ara, meaning that she attained the anagami, okay, anagami makha and anagami makha, okay, and with insight and supernormal powers, okay. But the monk still did not attain anything, okay. And then he wanted to see, okay, what the monk achieved, okay, and then she saw that uh, they do not attain anything yet, okay. And then she also learned that maybe if she offer proper food, okay, they might be attaining uh, enlightenment. So she taking good care of them, okay, with many choices of food, okay, and with the right effort, the monk can uh, eventually attain arahantship. Okay. So at the end of the rainy season, the monk go back to the Lord Buddha and report what happened. Okay, he reported what happened to them. Okay, so mentioning the lady Matika Mata, who is a very good support for their practice, caused them to be able to attain arahantship. And then a certain monk, the young one monk, okay, having heard this, okay, so he would like to go practice there. Okay, so and then when she was there, she was kind of the monk was kind of concerned that the lady he would be able to read the mind. So she the monk feel that he might know what he thinks. So he is afraid to stay there. So he come back to the Lord Buddha. Okay. And Lord Buddha, after knowing that, okay, he asked him, okay, to observe one thing, that is to control his mind. And the Buddha told him to return to this village, okay, and not to think of anything else, but to control his mind and use only think of the meditation object only. Okay. And then after the monk went back, okay, and getting supported by the lady, okay, and uh, he was uh, able to attain arahantship not long uh, after staying there. Okay, so this is the story of a certain monk, and the explanation, okay, and the mind is difficult to be controlled. Okay, guarding the mind, okay, will bring happiness. Okay, so this is our proverb number 47. Remember this, itang tantang sukha vahang. Okay, the trained mind or the tame mind bring happiness. We have a few to go, right? I would like to cover them all. Okay, number 48. Pachutta chittassa na adi hoti na japinang tevata ushayanti yo patarang petikang sapatayang avanjayi dukkata kammakari dukkata kammakari. An evil person committing a sinful act, obtaining money from his brothers or parents by defraud, will never have a real prosperity. even the gods do not honor him. Okay, and this is the word from a Tevata, or a celestial being named Nati, who guard the river. And this story is from Chataka number 288. We will briefly look at that. Okay. Matsya Uttana Chataka. Okay. So this is a story of the Buddhist who was a wealthy merchant, but he had one younger brother. Okay, and this younger brother is not honest. He did not. He want to steal the money. Okay, so he put a gravel into the bag. Okay, and make it look like the money. Okay, and then he dropped that into the river. Okay, and said to his brother that the money was lost into the river. Okay, without knowing that this is the plan of the brother. So he forgave his brother for losing the money. Okay. And then the younger brother then try to keep the money. But in fact, what he forgot, he throw the money, the real money, into the river. Okay, and then the Deva protecting the river would like to help protecting the Bodhisattva. Okay, and then cause the large fish to eat the money, swallow the whole money back. Okay. And then the fish was caught near where Bodhisattva lived. Okay, and then uh, the fisherman who caught the fish tried to sell it for 1,000 rupees. Okay, that is very high. People can do not buy it. Okay, but when he went to the Bodhisattva and he sell only for 7 annas, this is a very small amount. Okay, and the Bodhisattva bought the fish, and when his wife cut the fish, he found the money, the coins in the stomach, and was very surprised. And then the river Deva showed up, and then uh, thanking Bodhisattva for sharing his merit. Because when the Bodhisattva doing all the good deeds, he always share the merit to the celestial being, okay, and the Deva. Okay, so that's why the Deva come to protect him, okay, and tell the story, okay, and then tell who is behind this, okay, which is the brother of the Bodhisattva. Okay. And however, the Bodhisattva uh, forgive his brother and share the money to him. Okay, half of the money. So this is the story of the reference of this proverb. Okay, number 48. Okay. Then we move on to the next proverb. Okay. Bhikkhu siya chayi vimutta citto akanke ve hataya sa hataya sa anu ating lokasa yattawa utaya yanja tuche taso anisito tata nisangso. A bhikkhu should meditate and have a liberated mind, endowed with a right intention and with the benefits of that meditation. Being attached to nothing and knowing the birth and death of the world, you'll be equipped with the purity of the mind. So this is from Samyutta Nikaya. It's in 2.2 and 2.13. Uh, this is the advice to monks. Okay, we should meditate and have a liberated mind and be endowed with good intention, right intention, and the benefits of meditation. Being attached to nothing, and he learned the birth and the death of the world. He understands. He will be equipped with the purity of the mind. He will have his mind pure. This is the saying of the Buddha, the Deva Buddha. We will look at the reference of this Proverbs number 49. Okay, so this is the Deva named Kassapa. Okay, and talk this was to the Buddha. So it's not the word of Buddha, but it's the word of the Deva. Okay, next, okay, the one before last. Yo Ali Nena Itena Alina Manaso Naro Aveti Kusalang Dhammang Yo Gakke Masa Patiya Papune Anu Upena Sapasang Yo Chanak Yang. When an energetic person with undaunted force take up the meritorious task of freeing himself from all bonds, he is sure to attain perfection where all fetters are completely destroyed. Okay, so this is from Jataka, verse 55. Okay. So he is diligent, okay, never give up, okay, with the courage, take up the task, trying to free himself from all the bonds. Okay. And he certainly to attain perfection when all the fetters are destroyed. In this Jataka is it's called Panja Buddha Jataka. Is the Bodhisattva, okay, was a crown prince and went to learn the knowledge, okay, to become a fighter, okay, in Taxila. And after he finished, his teacher gave him 5 weapons, okay, and sent him home. Okay. In the forest, he encountered an ogre or a giant, okay, who killed everyone that he met. Okay. But the Bodhisattva was uh, fearless, okay, and go into the forest, okay, because it's this shortcut. Okay. And then when fighting with when he saw the ogre or the giant, he tried to use it all his uh, weapons, okay, that is given by the teacher, okay, but he could not uh, harm or hurt the ogre because he was uh, so big and so that has a thick fur. And so all the weapons could not harm him. Okay. So he keep continuing using his feet and feet, okay, to fight, okay, with the courage. And then the ogre was impressed by the Bodhisattva bravery. Okay. And then so he set them free. He like uh, give respect to the Bodhisattva. So and also the Bodhisattva then taught the ogre to keep the precept, not to harm others. Okay. And then he become the teacher of the ogre. And then when the Bodhisattva was sent back to the home, he later become king. And then the ogre in this life becomes the Angulimala, the bhikkhu, who before he ordained, he killed so many people. So that's the story of the Proverbs number 48. or 50, sorry, before the last one in this group. Number 51, this is the last one. To tutasang, to nipunang, yatta kamani padinang, kitang rakheta maitavi, kitang kutang sukhawang. Okay, so this is also the last sentence that is also similar to what we learned before. Kitang tantang sukhawahang, and now it's kitang kutang sukhawahang. Kutang means protected. Okay. Tantang means train or tame, training or taming. Kutang is protection. Okay. So say the mind is subtle, formless, highly susceptible to lustful influence. A wise man ought to keep his mind under control, for a well-trained mind brings happiness. I think this one should be well protected. Okay, but this is the translation from the book, and it's also from the Dhammavata 36. I think this is the story after the previous story. Okay, Titang Tantang Sukhavahang. This is Titang Kutang Sukhavahang. Okay, this is the story of a monk. Okay, who was disgruntled. Okay, he's a son of a banker. Okay, want to ordain. He went to a senior monk, and that say that he would like to ordain to be free from suffering. Okay, so the monk gives a case, and if you decide to be free from suffering, give alms food, give ordinary food, give lodging during the season of rain, give bowls, rope, and then divide your possession into three parts. One portion carry to on with your business. Another portion support son and wife, and the third use it in alms in the religion of the Buddha. So the monk give the senior monk give advice to this young banker's son. Okay. So and he did on that. Okay, and then he said after all of this, he said, "What should I do next?" Okay, so he said that take the three refuge and 5%. Okay, so besides giving alms or dana, now it's the sila. Okay, and after doing that, he asked them what he could do next. He said that uh, then become a monk. Okay, after all that, okay, so they decided to become a monk. However, his teacher is very good in the Abhidhamma, and his preceptor was very good in Vinaya. So after learning from the teachers and preceptor, he was like learning that there are so many rules as a monk, and it's difficult to keep. Okay, so he doesn't feel happy with the monk life, so he want to uh, disrobe. Okay, because he could not move here and there because it will break the precept. So he went to the Buddha. Okay, Lord Buddha said, tell him uh, his intention. And Lord Buddha asked, "Are you not content?" And then he said that because there is no room for him even to stretch my hand because he will break certain precepts. Okay. He said, the Buddha said to him, if you can guard one thing, okay, this will not be necessary for you to guard the rest. And he asked Lord Buddha, what is that, Venerable? Lord Buddha said, can you guard your mind or your thoughts? And then the monk answered, yes, I can. Okay, then Lord Buddha suggested him to guard the thoughts alone, nothing else to do. Okay. And after practicing, okay, he was able to attain uh, the happiness. Okay. So that's the story of the proverb saying that Jittang Kuttang Sukhavahang, the well protected mind is bring happiness. In this case, Kuttang, Jittang, the guarded mind, okay, or the protected mind. So that will conclude our group of Chitta, okay, Chitta or the mind. Okay, group number 6. Okay. So far, are there any questions from you, Lauren?
No, it's all good. Okay.
Okay. I hope you enjoy learning this uh, session. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I think that will be today's session because we have come a little over time. Okay. Even though we start a little late. Okay. Why don't we pay respect to the triple gem and take a break for this class? Okay. Let's do it together. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi Buddho Menato. Lord Buddha is our refuge. Savakato Bhagavata Tammo Dhammang Namasami Dhammo Menato. The Dhamma is our refuge. Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Sanghang Namami Sangho Menato. The Sangha is our refuge. Okay, thank you for your attention and joining the class. Okay, we will see you next week. Okay, in the next class. Okay.
ขอบคุณค
In
รับ
the meantime,
คุณเป๊ะ
keep happy. Okay. All right.
ขอบคุณครับ
See you.
สวัสดีครับ
Bye.